So I went through a period in my life for about 2.5 years where I was super depressed. I hated my life. I hated my job. I hated the way I looked and pretty much just hated everything in general until one day I just had enough. I'm Connor Kelly. This channel's all things self-development, making money, and helping realtors. So from late 2017 to mid 2020, I was living a life where I was smoking, drinking, partying, doing drugs, hated my job, hated everything, and was just completely miserable. And even though by society standards, I was doing pretty well in life. Like I had, 3 properties, I was making $110K a year, and to most people, it seemed like I would be doing pretty well at this time, but I was completely miserable because I was violating the principles of our biology that allow us to be happy and fulfilled. So the simplest way to explain this is we all have a purpose on this planet. You may not know what yours is yet, and that's completely okay, because I'm going to tell you what it is at the end of this video. But back then, I was consuming a lot of investing content and self-development content, and people that I had looked up to were Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan. Both of these guys had started as realtors, then they went on to be investors, then they went on to be influencers, and eventually thought leaders in their space. And after consuming that content for a while, I felt myself getting drawn to what they were doing. I felt like that's what I wanted to do. I felt like that's likely where my skill set would excel. It's just kind of doing what they were doing. However, my actions weren't congruent with the type of people that they were, and as a result, I felt like I was living a life that I wasn't supposed to, and this was causing me a lot of pain and suffering. And I understood that if I wanted to become that person, my entire life would have to completely change. I would have to cut out the habits that were keeping me that way, and I would have to completely change my surroundings, and basically everything would have to change. And I thought that if I tried to make that change, the people around me in my life at that time wouldn't accept me when that change had happened. So I kind of felt like that kept me in the same place for a long time. And I feel like this is exactly what keeps a lot of people in the same place for pretty much their whole lives, is that they know they aren't living a life that's congruent with the person or the life that they actually want to live, but they're too scared to go and do what they actually want to do in fear of what others might think of them for doing that. So this is what I did to essentially unfuck my life. I figured that if I wanted to be like Graham Stephan or Meet Kevin, the natural course of events would have to be that I first need to get my real estate license. Now, I had tried to get my real estate license in 2018 when I was about 22 or 23 years old, but I was such an immature loser that I couldn't even get through the course to get to the part where I actually could write the exam. So this time around, I was not going to make that mistake, and I was going to do everything possible in my power to make sure that I at least made it to the exam this time. So May 9th, 2020, I woke up after a day of excessive drinking, and I just decided that I was going to stop drinking, smoking, doing everything, and I was just going to go completely sober. I didn't know how long I was going to stop for. I just knew that I was stopping for now. 1 week turned to 1 month, and 1 month turned to 3 months. And after 3 months, I was already, even though my life hadn't really improved in a material sense, I was already substantially happier and more fulfilled every day, because now at this point, I was at least moving in alignment with the person that I wanted to become. But I lost a bunch of weight, saved a bunch of money, my mood was better, my energy was better. Basically, everything just started getting better from that point onwards, and then I signed up for the real estate course. Passed my real estate exam with flying colors. I believe I got an A, and then right away after immediately getting my license, I quit my job, basically cold turkey, as a plumber, because I was like, hey, if I hate doing this, it's gonna stop doing stuff that I hate. Quit that job, went into real estate full time, and started shooting videos right off the bat because I wanted to be like Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, and they shoot videos about real estate. And lucky for me, I already owned 2 investment properties, and I understood the investing game from all the time that I had spent consuming that content. And again, creating the content was a very scary thing to do because I was not somebody who created content. Like when I got my real estate license, my last post on Instagram was 2 years before that. For 2 years, I hadn't posted a single thing on social media. And it's scary because, as you know, people have a version of you that they've created in their head. And the second you start doing things that are incongruent with that version of you that they've created, to them, it seems like you're being inauthentic and fake. And therefore, they're going to go talk shit about you behind your back to everybody else that you're being a fake loser. But I made the videos anyways, and I was consistent, and I didn't stop. And 6 months later of making those videos, every single day without missing a single day. Suddenly, everybody knew me in my local market. All the realtors, most of the public knew me. Everywhere I went, pubs, bars, gym, didn't matter. People were coming up to me and saying, what's up? And just completely changed everything. Almost felt like overnight, but up until this point, this was basically a 2-year-long process to get here. So I had become somewhat of a local celebrity, and now people would listen to things that I had to say. So I almost became a thought leader. And today I feel so fulfilled in doing this. I'm doing the job that I want to do every single day. I no longer have to worry about like the bill at a restaurant, or, you know, if I don't want to make dinner one night and I want to order food, I don't have to worry that I'm spending $50 on food. And just overall living more of the life that I had envisioned for myself. Now, that being said, I'm still not even close to where I want to be in life, but just the fact that I'm a lot more in alignment and closer to becoming that person makes me happy and fulfilled. So here are the simple steps in plain English that I've put together that you should do if you want to unfuck your life. It starts with the small things. If you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m., you better fucking wake up at 6 a.m. The repercussions of saying you're going to do something and then not doing it are so much more colossal than people actually realize. When you say you're gonna wake up at 6 a.m. and then hit the snooze button 3 times and now you're getting up at 7:30, you are no longer a man or woman of your word. You just violated your own trust, and as a result of that, you are now losing confidence in yourself because you can't trust you. And our confidence is essentially just how much we trust ourselves. Your level of confidence is how much you trust yourself to do a certain thing. For example, if you're a good basketball player, then you trust when you shoot a shot, it has a high probability of going in the basket. However, if you shoot 4 bad shots in a row, now you don't trust yourself to make that shot, therefore you lose confidence in yourself to make the shot, therefore the next time the opportunity comes to make the shot, you're passing the rock to somebody else. So it starts with the small wins. Waking up when you say you're gonna wake up. Going to the gym if you say you're gonna go to the gym. Making 20 cold calls if you say you're gonna make 20 cold calls. This is going to build confidence, and as you build confidence, you will start to take on bigger, more challenging tasks. I would have never quit my job cold turkey to go into this if I already didn't have a year of building confidence before that. Not smoking, not drinking, going to the gym, doing everything that I said I was going to do. I would have never even, I couldn't even get through the freaking real estate course like 2 years, 3 years prior to that. And now I'm quitting my job cold turkey to become a real estate agent. But that only happened because for a year, year and a half, I was just kept my head down and did everything I said I was going to do. Now, the second thing, and this is in addition to number 1, is just cutting out the bad habits, because I promise you, number 1 is going to be a lot easier when you remove all the bad stuff from your life. Everyone always thinks if they want to like progress in life or have more money or more success or whatever, they think, what can I add to my life that's going to help me get there? But nobody ever thinks, what can I take away from my life that's going to help me get there? Because believe it or not, success is a subtractive process, not addition. Success is very simple. It's doing the small, monotonous, boring things that nobody wants to do every single day, consistently, for a very long time. But it is very difficult to do those small, boring, monotonous tasks when you are fighting a hangover, or you have a constant brain fog. You're not thinking very clearly because you got high last night, or you got drunk, or you're smoking cigarettes every day. These habits suck you of your energy and cloud your brain. They also make you less confident because chances are you're gonna do one of these things when you told yourself you're not going to do them, and then that again is going to be a strike against your confidence. Everybody has good habits. Everyone does. They just let the bad ones get in the way of the good ones. And the third thing, this is your purpose, and these aren't my words. I've learned this from other people who I have paid a lot of money to for coaching. Your purpose in life is to create the man or woman you admire and then give that person to the world. I wanted to be a jacked, tattooed thought leader in the real estate space. And although I've somewhat accomplished this, I'm nowhere near as jacked as I want to be. Obviously, you can see from the camera, I'm not very jacked at all, but I'm definitely in a lot better shape than I was 2-3 years ago, and I'm not as tattooed as I'd like to be. I also don't have the amount of eyeballs on me that I would like to have, but hey, I'm at least in alignment with that person. I'm striving every day to become that person. And to a certain magnitude, I've already become that person, but just not the level that I'd prefer. So start small, success is subtractive, and build the person that you admire most and give that person to the world. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, you'll like this video, so make sure you watch this one. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.